good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.
Good morning. This permit me to say welcome to this wonderful broadcast today, being Tuesday. It happens to be the 19th March, the year 2024. Ijiadamu is my name, and it's Unity Train on Unity 93.3 FM, Unity TV. We are reaching you live from the hills of ZINARIYA in Jos North, Plateau State, Nigeria. Don't you forget that for us on Plateau, it's home of peace and tourism. And for Unity TV and Unity FM radio, is voice of reason, and so that's what it is. We will just start now and never stop until it is 9 o'clock a.m. on the dot. Okay, it's newspaper review segment, and the second 30 minutes of the program is going to be when you will join us, and I'm so happy that you are still tuned with us on this very dial. In the studio this morning I have Professor Proveno H. Bamayi, Dean, Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, University of Jos. He's in the studio. Get ready for nothing less than a big good morning to you this morning.
Good morning, Colby.
Good morning,
it's
sir.
a wonderful, beautiful day.
Good morning, Prof.
Beautiful Tuesday.
Yes, it is.
Today is the 9th day of Ramadan, and it's wonderful to be here in the studio. Our viewers and listeners, we're glad to have you. From the hills of ZINARIYA, Jos City, Plateau State, Nigeria. It's a beautiful good morning, and so I give you a big good morning. If you're in other parts of the world, good afternoon, good evening. We're glad that you're joining us via Facebook, YouTube, cable, satellite TV. From around the world, many nations are able to view this transmission around the world. We are glad that you're here on 93.3 FM radio and Unity TV. We'll be having a very fantastic ride to a fantastic destination this morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. And please invite your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues to join us, because they won't regret it. We'll be discussing national issues, international issues, and you can be sure that by the end of this broadcast, you'll be glad that you are part of this broadcast. Let me quickly remind you of your goals, dreams, visions, objectives for 2024. Are they SMART? SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Does that say, describes your goals and objectives? They're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. If your objectives are not SMART, or your goals, it will be difficult to achieve them. I give you one example of a smart Nigerian. Her name is Pelumi Nubi. Her goal for 2024 was that she was going to drive a car from the city of London to Lagos, Nigeria, by road. And she started on the 30th of January, 2024. By Saturday, 23rd March, she'll be received at the University of Lagos. She has already entered Africa on her way to Nigeria. Driving by road, she had a specific goal that is measurable, that is achievable, that is relevant, that is time-bound. Some other Nigerians have done it before her. Somebody has ridden a motorcycle in 2022, all the way from London to Nigeria. And so, it is not a new thing really, but it is a new in the sense that she's going to be the first black woman in the history of the universe to ride a motorcycle, to ride a car by road from London to Lagos. So please make sure your goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. And let me remind you as always to be the change that you want to see in the world.
Prof, if you cannot drive, there is no way this will be a goal for you that you will call it that is achievable.
Absolutely.
So that is why Prof will always say, let it be achievable. Let it be something that you know is something you can make wonderful contributions and bring it to have it materialize. Oh, wow.
Yes.
I just cannot stop to imagine how this...
She'll be driving over 4,000 miles. Okay. Solo. It's important that we emphasize the word solo. That means she'll be alone in that car, traversing 17 different countries, including the Sahara Desert, to get to Nigeria by road. And no woman has ever done that in history.
And Prof, I think there would have to be deliberate efforts to ensure security. Because by the time she's in Nigeria, we're not saying, but of course there is need for us to be proactive. You know, some people want to make history over her own goals also.
Yes.
Because if some of these people whom are making the environment too hot for Nigerians in terms of security, if they would detect one of the routes she would be, you know, taking on, probably they would want to, because they would believe it's going to be, the ransom will be from the entire world contributing to give them money. So please.
Yeah, you know, I thought of her security also. So viewers and listeners, let's join in praying for the safety of Pelumi Nubi. And you can be sure that there is a tracker on her car.
Exactly.
And she has cameras and gadgets. So anybody who tries to harass her will be captured by those cameras. And I can assure you that FBI and the rest of them
all involved
will be on the track of those people.
Yes.
And they will not get away with it.
All right.
Could be quickly also, let me use this opportunity to felicitate with the former governor of Plateau State, His Excellency Senator Dr. Jonah David Jang, and his wife. Yesterday they celebrated 52 years in marriage, 52 years anniversary as a couple. I think that's an example to us younger people, that this marriage that has lasted 52 years, ours can last 52, 60 years or even more. So on behalf of Unity FM Radio and Unity TV and our viewers and listeners, we wish His Excellency Senator Dr. Jonah David Jang and Ngo Talatu Jonah David Jang a happy 52 wedding anniversary.
Yes, I think on this note again, I want to celebrate, I want to appreciate the fact that Honorable Felix Apunko JP from the Igbo community, Plateau State, Nigeria, he is also sending his message, also celebrating this wonderful 52 years of marriage of former governor of Plateau State. And again, I want to appreciate this young man, the Honorable Felix Apunko JP, for always following events. He is the representative of the Igbo community in Plateau State, Nigeria. And he would always make good use of this platform, sending messages daily to talk about issues that are of great concern. If such an individual will criticize the government tomorrow, you will give it to him because he has been there to celebrate their good gestures, right? And by the time he will say, no, this is not good, then you will consider his position. Now, he's talking about, again, look at this. He says, agriculture in a glance. Recently, he talked about security in a glance. And then he puts it this way. He says, His Excellency Barrister Caleb Manasa Mood Fund, reviving agricultural services training company, ASTC, mobilizing ASTC to farming communities in Mangu, Barkinladi, Riyom, and Basa local government. He said deploy 900 hectares of land for farmers by deploying about 29 tractors from ASTC. He flagged off the distributions of at least 200 trucks of fertilizers to farmers across the state, and he finalized by saying he revitalized the Plateau Agricultural Development Project. This is an Igbo man in the Plateau. It tells you that Felix is seeing Plateau as his home.
As his home.
And is making wonderful contribution.
Absolutely.
For just saying this, I'm sure Plateau State government will be happy to know that there are individuals or group of individuals that are following his track records.
Absolutely.
In terms of governance.
Yes. You know, the best way to live in a place is to make it your home. When you come to a place, turn that place into your home. Look at my European neighbor, for example, the Angels. He's been here for over 30 years. And where he's staying, he has planted flowers. invested, done some constructions, even though it's an official quarters.
Yes.
But he made it his home. Even if he's going to stay there for only 6 months or 1 year, he will turn the place into a home and embrace the people, learn their culture, learn their language, you know, and that is the way to live.
Yes.
You know, he's having statistics here that some of us on the plateau
don't even
have. 900 hectares, you know. That's amazing.
Honorable
you know,
Felix,
that farmland, because, you know, 1 hectare is equivalent to about 2.5 football fields. So when you have 900, that's a large farm.
Wow.
You know, so I will be expecting a bumper harvest, you know. By this time next year we should be celebrating. That's why we want to use this opportunity also to encourage people. Go into farming. Get a farm. Even if it's one small farm you have around the house, at least you have something. Every man should have one farm. One man, one farm. One woman, one farm. By the time all of us have farms, next year we will not be complaining of hunger.
Prof, one woman, 2 farms. Because they said, you know, it is believed that what man can do, women can do better. So for them to prove that they can do better in terms of farming, they should have not less than 2.
I agree with you.
Thank you very much. And I think on this note, we appreciate you, Honorable Felix, for doing a wonderful job. And I'm sure we'll receive some more since you have begun this great job. Okay, your associations and groups that you have on the plateau, do well to also send yours that you are following developments on the plateau. Just send it to us and we'll do well to read them so the Plateau State government will know that we are together.
That's right.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
If you have your goods and services to promote, please do well to contact us on Unity 93.3 FM, and I'm sure you will not regret you do just that. We have a lot here. A Prof, rest in peace, our fallen heroes. And another one says, killings of 16 soldiers, be ready to face consequences of your actions. Nigeria Army replies, Okwama community in Delta. You have another one. Just in, Army rescues 16 kidnapped victims in Kaduna. Away from that, let's say this one. This one says, she was kind, generous, and did her work with joy. As tributes pour in, let Inspector Jumai Musa, dancing police officer at Oba, Lagos. Maybe we can just begin from any of this.
Yes. Let's begin with the soldiers that were killed last week on Thursday. These soldiers responded to a distress call because there was a fight between the Okoma and Okoloba community in Delta State, in Ugeli local government area. And so when they responded, there are different versions to the story. But what we know is that these soldiers were killed by the youths in that community. And they were killed in the most savage, the most barbaric manner that you can ever imagine. Because some of them, their stomachs were ripped open after they were killed. Some of them, their hearts were removed. This is barbaric, satanic, a heinous, callous, heartless crime, and unpardonable and unforgivable. These officers were going there, officers and soldiers. 4 of them senior officers. At first we were told that they were 16. Now we know that they're actually 17. 4 senior officers led by a lieutenant colonel, 2 majors, 1 captain, and then 13 other soldiers were murdered in cold blood in this community. Let's remind this community in case they have forgotten. In 1999, OD community did something similar. His Excellency Olusegun Obasanjo released soldiers that went there and brutally killed, by the estimation of some human rights organizations, 2,500 people were killed, civilians, in the OD massacre. You go online now, it is known as the OD massacre. It looks as if these people have forgotten that in 2001, around October 2001, in Zakibia, the same government of Olusegun Obasanjo released soldiers when some soldiers were killed in Benue State. These soldiers went on the revenge mission when their comrades were killed. And over 900 and more several, thief youths were massacred. They were killed by soldiers. Now, the last thing you want to do on earth is to attack a uniformed man or woman. When a person is in uniform, that person is representing the whole nation. That is why when you see the traffic police standing by the road, it is not because he or she is strong physically, but because of the uniform they're wearing. They have the authority of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So when they raise their hand and say stop,
you have to.
Even if you are driving a trailer, you have to stop. Not because they have the power, the strength physically to stop your trailer. No, they are carrying the authority of Nigeria. So when the soldiers went into that community to restore security, peace and order, they were carrying the authority of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And for these youths to have rounded them up, ambushed them, killed them, massacred these 17 officers and soldiers, is a heinous, unimaginable, wicked, satanic, demonic, evil crime that can never be forgotten and forgiven. Because it is like killing Nigeria. It is like destroying Nigeria. Whatever grievance you have against men in uniform, you have no right to slap them. You have no right to attack them. You have no right to manhandle them. You have no right to raise your hand against them. Because they're carrying the authority of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. To raise your hand against them is to raise your hand against the whole of Nigeria. So these officers and soldiers were brutally killed by these youths who had come to settle the fight between the Okoma community and the Okoloba community. And this is very sad. This is very sad that this was allowed to happen. Now, the defense headquarters has vowed that the perpetrators of this heinous act will not get away with it. That they will pay a heavy price for daring to kill representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And you know what? They have the backing of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He has given them a go-ahead and get justice for the comrades that were killed. Could be, I think, it will not be out of place for us to call out the names of these gallant officers that were killed, because the defense headquarters has released their names. Your personnel consists of 4 officers and 13 soldiers. The officers are the commanding officer, 181 Amphibious Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel A.H. Ali, then Major S.D. Shafa, then Major D.E. Obi, and Captain U. Zachary. These are the officers, 4 of them. The soldiers are Sergeant Yahaya Saidu, Corporal Yahaya Dambaba, Corporal Kabiru Bashir, Lance Corporal Bulus Haruna, Lance Corporal Shola Opeyemi, Lance Corporal Bello Anas, Lance Corporal Haman Peter, Lance Corporal Ibrahim Abdullahi, Private Alhaji Isa, Private Clement Francis, Private Abubakar Ali, Private Ibrahim Adamu, and Private Adamu Ibrahim. These were men representing Nigeria that went into this community, and they were brutally killed by members of this community in Delta State. And now we are told that soldiers have arrested 20 suspects. Among these 23 of them are principal suspects in the murder, cold-blooded murder of these soldiers. Now, when the soldiers go and they begin to arrests and in the process there is violence and some people get killed, people are now going to begin to shout and begin to blame the soldiers and curse the soldiers. But when these men and women, when this community were killing these soldiers, did the traditional rulers talk? Did the people talk? Did the human rights organizations talk? The soldiers' lives, is it not as important as the lives of other Nigerians? Why would you brutally kill soldiers? If you don't like soldiers in your community, why don't you tell the government soldiers should not come here? At least we have communities that have said that they don't even want soldiers. I know some communities that have rejected soldiers to this day. They don't have soldiers in their community. Why would you kill soldiers, and in the most savage and the most brutal and the most satanic way?
Okay, Prof, you see, I want to believe that it's very hard for anyone to want to kill a uniformed man. You know, we are living in a time where you have people, you know, arm themselves and look just like the uniformed people. Just recently, it's like some people were said to have been arrested, you know, having a military uniform in their possession. Now today, even on our major roads, highways, when you're traveling, recently it was when you see any uniformed person, then you feel you are safe. But these days, even those who are evil, they will always have to have the uniform to put on themselves and look just like the very people who should be out to save you. Don't you think it could be that these gallant soldiers were perceived to be some kind of a trick to just, you know, come on the people and kill them? Because I doubt much if it would be a willing thing, just plan to kill, you know, soldiers like that.
You know, could be all we need to do is go back in history. Did they mistake the identity of the uniformed men that were killed at Odi? Did they mistaken the identity of the uniformed men that were killed at Zakibiam before there was a response?
At least.
And when these soldiers were coming, they were not coming on their own. They were invited by the community that there is crisis. These two communities are fighting each other. Please come and intervene. And it's easy to know a soldier. Soldier's uniform carries their name and their NA number is written. You see all these details. Now, let's even assume that maybe you think that they were people who just wore uniform. Did they attack you? Did they open fire on you? Why did you ambush them and kill them? And when you kill them, if you discover that it was a mistake, why didn't you report yourself? Why didn't you apologize? Why didn't you surrender yourself and say, oh, sorry, we thought that they were fake soldiers, or we thought they were just wearing uniform. That's why we killed them.
And I'm sure
they did not do all
they
that.
Were not killed at the same time. At least if it was that their identity was mistaken, killing the first man would have revealed that, oh, these are not fake soldiers.
Absolutely.
And so let's stop the killing from here.
And in fact, who gave you the right to kill anybody?
Even if it's
a civilian.
Even if it's a fake soldier.
Bloody civilians have no right carrying ammunition, weapons. They have no right. Who gave them the weapons? That is another crime in itself. And they have committed a capital offense by killing people in uniform, murdering them. Even if they were not wearing any uniform, you have no right to take the life of any other person.
And now
the law forbids it.
Innocent citizens of that community now
are going to pay the price, unfortunately.
So what should people do now to
And that is why we must appeal first to the military high command that please don't do collective punishment. What happened in Odi was collective punishment. What happened in Zakibiam was collective punishment of the community. Please, for this Okoloba community in Ugeli local government area, Delta State, please, military high command, let there be no collective punishment. So far, the military are not doing so badly from the reports we have. Because they could have moved in there and wiped out the entire community. But that does not happen. And we want to appeal to them, please, the soldiers sent there, please don't do collective punishment. It's not everybody there that is guilty.
It's not.
And we want to also appeal to the community. Don't hide these criminals. You know them. You know those who committed this heinous crime against Nigeria. Heinous crime against humanity. Don't hide them, expose them, hand them over so that your community will not be punished.
All right. And I think, Prof, this is one side of a news that you can go on and on.
Yeah, because this has been trending since the news came on Friday of the killing of these soldiers. At first, people thought they were 12, then 15, 16. Today, we know that they are 17. They could be even more than that, but their names have been released now. We have 17 names. 4 officers and 13 soldiers were massacred by the Okoman Okoloba community in Delta State. It is said that it is the youths that committed these heinous crimes, and bodies of soldiers were seen floating on the water. Some of them with their intestines, with their stomach contents exposed. Some of them their hearts removed. Some of them beheaded. And it tells you that those who killed these soldiers were on a mission, a savage mission, a satanic mission, an evil mission. That they did not just kill the soldiers, but that they butchered them, mutilated their bodies. It tells you how evil and wicked and satanic and heartless and callous the hearts of the perpetrators of this heinous evil crime against Nigeria.
Okay, in 2 minutes, those who are trusting God to get married this year, for us on the plateau, I think is a good one. Before we even talk about the good news, those who want to marry this year, let's just quickly talk in 2 minutes about withheld salaries, SANU NASU strike grounds varsities. In 2 minutes, Prof.
The SANU and NASU strike is still in force. Today at the University of Jos, for example, I saw that the police were coming to take over the gates because the NASU and SANU workers, who are the ones that will normally do some of those, carry out some of those responsibilities, have withdrawn their services. Yesterday, there was little academic and administrative and other activities in the University of Jos and other universities across the country. In fact, I called a friend at the University of Abuja, the University of Ibadan, other places. The story is the same. So, the SANU and NASU strike is still on. It's a warning strike for 7 days. Now, the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Ajero, has come in to say, federal government, please, do what is right. Pay SANU and NASU their dues. The 4 months withheld salaries should be paid. And this is what we're saying on this platform. It is not right to withhold salaries. 2022, this is almost 2 years now. Pay these workers their salaries. It doesn't matter that it happened during the presidency of Muhammadu Buhari. And this is even the same political party, the same APC. And His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu said that he was going to continue where Buhari stopped. So you inherit the assets and the liabilities. So pay SANU and NASU what is due to them. 4 months with health salaries. The ones of ASU, about half has been paid already. For SANU and NASU, nothing has been paid. I mean, for fairness and equity, if you say that you don't even want to pay at least pay half of the 4 months. Because they were in strike for 4 months. So pay at least 2 months. We know you've gone halfway. ASU was on strike for 8 months. You paid about 4 months. That is halfway. So the same treatment should be given to SANU and NASU.
Okay,
they shouldn't even have gone on strike before this is done. Because I was hearing the Minister of State for Labour now saying, oh, they should not have gone on strike. We are calling them for emergency meeting. Is this the time to do that? Shouldn't you have done that long ahead of time to avert this unnecessary strike? So we hope that the government can respond. The Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Labor, they owe the people of Nigeria the duty to ensure that this Sanu and Masu strike stops immediately.
All right, Prof, thank you so much for taking us on such a fantastic ride. Our viewer and our listener, please don't go anywhere. We'll be coming back after this short time out.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over. Are you bored and need some...
Mr. Pot?
It's been wonderful in the studio of Unity 93.3 FM this lovely Tuesday morning, the 19th day in the month of March, the year 2024. Okay, Jadamu remains my name, and I'm so happy to be here. This is because you are tuned to this very station. Professor Paveno H. Bamayi has been with me in the studio, and he took us on not less than a fantastic ride, and now it's time for you to join the conversations, but give us 10 out of your time, 10 minutes out of your time, and let's see what we will do, because we have lots of issues here to look at. And so, all right, let's begin to talk about it now. Prof, I just can't wait to talk about Jumai, the officer. Talking about being excited when you do a thing, whatever it is that you do, not for the fun of it, not because of the payments, not because of anything, but you seem to liken it. You just want to do it again and again, and you do it with so much energy, with excitement, that it attracts people. People get to know you not just because of the work you do, but the excitement you attach to doing it.
Inspector Jume Musa is that kind of police officer that you want to see every day, because no matter how dull your mood is, she will gladden your mood. She's the dancing police officer at Ogba in Lagos.
Yes.
One of the busiest places in Lagos, Ogba. And this police officer controls traffic with excitement, with dances, with joy, with smiles on her face, you know, and helping to put a smile on the faces of people.
Yes.
And many people did not know that Inspector Jume Musa was not married. She didn't have a husband. She didn't have a child. She's one out of 3 surviving siblings of her parents. She comes from Gombe State in Nigeria, living in Lagos because of national duty, national assignment, serving in Lagos with great excitement in her uniform. You know, the dancing Inspector Jume Musa, very active member of her community, a great philanthropist in her community that has helped a lot of people, helped to put smiles on the faces of people. On the 8th of March, she was traveling to Gombe State for a leave. Unfortunately, between Abuja and Nasarawa State, she was involved in a ghastly motor accident. As fate will have it, 3 people died in that accident from the bus, and she happens to be one of them. This is one of the things that Inspector Jume Musa has tried to prevent in Lagos. Controlling traffic, ensuring that people drive correctly, ensuring that people obey traffic regulations as an inspector of police. Now, she was traveling to her state in a commercial vehicle. Unfortunately, she lost her life through the same traffic that she used to help control in Lagos. And we can only but say, may her soul rest in peace. And our condolences to the family of Inspector Jume Musa in Gombe State, her friends and loved ones across the country. And you know, from across the country, people have been pouring encomiums on Jume Musa. Traders, Okada riders, taxi drivers, private car owners, all manner of people in Lagos are saying, is it true? This dancing inspector is dead? Is it true? What happened? What killed her? You know, because this was somebody that was loved by the people. This was somebody that put joy, happiness, excitement on the faces of Nigerians. Unfortunately, she has become a victim of road traffic accidents. May her soul rest in peace.
Oh no, may her soul rest in perfect peace. And I think this one is some sort of good news to people who consider bride price to be so high. And Plateau community reduces bride price to encourage legal marriages. Prof, it looks like it's something like it's a lighter one, but seriously, this has served as the main reason for which people have decided to do what is not good. It looked like just bride price. But I've seen marriages which were meant to be in the next 1 or 2 months and never come to be because the bride price was nothing for either of them to want to, you know, contribute and make pay for it and then get themselves united as husband and wife.
Bride price is one of the excuses people use not to get married. They'll tell you the bride price is very high. When I was in East Africa, we had so many couples cohabiting, having children, and they were not married. In fact, in the nation of Uganda, the Anglican bishop one day just started moving from one house to the other in his cassock, priestly regalia, and he started joining those couples in marriage and legalizing their marriages. And then the Anglican church went to issue them, you know, certificates of marriage, you know, and all that. Some couples got wind of the message, they ran away, and then some couples were not happy, while others were happy. One woman was crying. I said, "What's the problem?" She said, "Now the bishop has joined us. My husband is not going to pay the bride price. He has refused to pay bride price. Now he has legalized the marriage." You know, now this bride price, people use it as an excuse not to get married, and they use it as an excuse to go into many illegal marriages. Now the Girl community in Jos South local government area, under the district head of Girl, Da Nga Ndangyang, the district head of Girl, has, with his traditional council, agreed that bride price should not be more than 30,000 naira. If you ask me, it could be 30,000 is still high. They should bring it down to 5,000.
Seriously?
Yes.
Why not 10?
Not?
Why not 10,000?
But 30,000 for the current economy, that's the minimum wage.
All right.
Currently, before it is increased, 30,000 is okay. Because you go to some communities, bride price 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, you know, some even 1 million. Are you selling the girl? I mean, in other climes, there is no bride price even. You know, I have lived in Southeast Asia. Girls get married, people get married. They don't even pay any bride price in some of those cultures. If you talk about bride price, they say, "Are you selling the girl? Are you going to sell me?" The parents will not even accept to collect anything. It is alien to their culture. But here in Africa, yes, we do a bride price. which they don't do in some parts of Europe and some parts of Asia. So 30,000 is okay. So those young men and young women, you want to get married, the young men, please, the bride price is too much for you. Start finding your way to Gil District, just South local government area. It's only 30,000.
You know, something I forgot. Something I forgot to ask Mr. Yusuf Mude, Chairman Dama Elders Forum on the Plateau. How I wish I could get to ask him if their bride price is relatively low, so that people can also go to Adama. What do you think?
I can tell you, because my wife is from Michigan.
Okay.
The bride price is not much. In fact, there was a time the community there regulated bride price, similar to what they're doing in Gil District. So the bride price is not much. Those who are interested in going to Michigan to pick a wife, like I did, they can go there. And other parts of Adama, they can go and pick wives. Pick a bride from there. The bride price is not much. Unlike some places where the bride price is humongous, but relatively, in most part of Adama State, as well as here in Plateau State, I think they're doing fantastically well.
And mostly about bride price still, Prof, you will discover the parents of some of these young people will not be the ones insisting that the bride price should be of certain amounts.
Yes.
Some people will just come out and say, I am the auntie of this lady,
I am the uncle.
Girl. I am the uncle. And so you have to pay such amount of money, otherwise I won't let her go. So it has been like that.
It is culture and tradition. And there's little we can do about it, But I'm happy that many communities, many cultures are rising up to the occasion and saying, look, we're not selling our daughters. So why fix an exorbitant, extravagant, humongous bride price? I mean, it's uncalled for. So I think that many people are going to follow the example of Gil District in Jos South local government area. I'm expecting that virtually everywhere in Plateau, bride prices should come down and be more affordable. Let's see more marriages, more legal marriages, because we have a lot of marriages. They're illegal. You just see a man and a woman staying together. You ask them, did you get married? They just started staying together. The man has not paid any bride price. He has not done, the traditional rites and everything. They're just staying together and just having children. Those are illegal marriages.
They are illegal.
Let's reduce those illegal marriages by reducing bride price and all those other things that accompany marriages. Sometimes the bride price might not be much, but then they give you a whole list of things to buy. You're supposed to bring 20 goats. You're supposed to bring 10 cows. You're supposed to bring, some jerrycans of palm oil. You're supposed to bring, some bags of rice or maize. You're supposed to bring so many other things. At the end of the day, you just ask yourself, is it worth it? I mean, let's make marriage affordable. We have a lot of young people who are not married. They're in their 30s. They're in their 40s. Could be. I know some men who are almost 50. They're not married up to now. And you ask them, they will tell you they can't afford it. They're almost 50 years. Soon they're going to turn 50. And they're still not married. By the time they get married, are they going to use their pension to sponsor their children in school because they married late? These are the things that we should be fighting against in the society. People should marry in the days of their youth, when they're strong, when they're vibrant. In their 20s, they should get married, so that by the time they're retiring, all their children will have graduated from the university and they will have less responsibilities.
Wow, I think I love this that much. Prof, maybe we'll just put on the studio line so that maybe one of our listener or viewer would decide to call us this morning. The studio line is 07032353315. The studio line again, 07032353315. By the way, we are streaming live on Facebook at Unity Radio FM/TV Jos. Facebook at Unity Radio FM/TV Jos. Drop your comments, I get to read them. And for text messages, 0808-478-9999. Stay away from comments that are in their nature or meaning defamatory or derogatory. We will not be able to pick that. Your name and location in a minute.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. It's good to have you.
So, my name is Akwai. I'm calling from Paradise.
Abdurrahman, you have a minute. Thank you for calling.
So it's my pleasure to hear you in the studio.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Concerning the issue of the topic of your discussion.
Yes.
Indeed, there are so many challenges that we have in our country, Nigeria. So look at the high price of the food commodities. What is the worry in the Nigeria people? So the federal government is supposed to taking care about it. So that is my take.
All right. Thank you so much, Abdurrahman Kadede. All right. 07032353315 is the studio line. I'm sure you would want to be a part of it. That's all we have for this edition. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning.
I'm calling from Tudunwada.
It's good to have you calling us from Tudunwada. So, what do you have this morning for us? You're welcome.
I happen to listen to the president of Masu and the other union leader.
Masu and Suna.
That the government has made a provision for this particular 4-month salary. So there's a particular people that refuse to pay. So I don't know. Does it mean that the money was given, I tried to read the answer that it was given to the particular body, they refuse to pay? If they refuse to pay, what efforts has government made to make sure that this money has been paid? Because I don't know. This man promised that in this government, if you started your school by 4 years, the student that you have to graduate in 4 years. If I 5 years, you graduated in 5 years.
All right.
If this is started for early things like this, how would this be?
All right.
I don't know what the problem for Nigeria's leader. These people that, people that are responsible, let's government call the people to order, and let's just go back to their class.
Thank you.
And secondly, if you want to marry, advise you go to Benue State.
Oh, my.
In the Dama Sauransu, their marriage no more than 20,000 for 5 price. Ask anybody.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Well, in case you be the next to call, I would love to hear if...
Doma is calling us.
Yes, and thank you so much for letting me know and my listener right now that, yes, it's affordable over there. Let's get to hear from the next caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and location, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Sadiq Umar. I'm calling from.
It's good to hear from you. You have a minute, Sadiq Umar.
Yeah, you see, the prof has spoken very, very well. And they have enlightened us more about the happening. You see, the problem between Masu and Suna and the federal government, something that is very, very worrisome when it relates to our education. I wonder, is this coming off present administration?
Yes.
We have just been playing or politicizing education in Nigeria at large. This is the root of the I don't think education is very, very reasonable in this administration. Seeing that all the promises that they have made, they have not been fulfilled. You see, the very development can happen without education. That is why we are calling on this administration to look at the issue of education, especially in system.
All right.
It does not get fulfillment or does not get their promises. I think the out of school.
All right. Okay, it's a drop call already.
You know, this Suna and Masu matter. The federal government has made provision for these monies in the budget. And the budget has been approved. Why don't you want to pay Suna and Masu? That's what we don't understand. Because the money is there, not that the money is not there. Not that you have to bring the money from somewhere else. Not that you need a supplementary budget. Provision has already been made. So, pay Suna, pay Masu their money. Instead of allowing this disruption in academic calendar, instead of allowing this disruption in academic and administrative responsibilities in the universities, the federal government should pay this money. Do you know that if it was money that is for the benefit of senators of the Federal Republic, they will have paid even if it's not in the budget? If the money was supposed to be for the House of Representatives, they will have paid it even if it is not in the budget. Now, why are our senators keeping quiet? Why are the members of the House of Reps keeping quiet? This is the time that silence is not golden. When evil is being perpetrated, when people are being deprived their rights, it is not golden to keep silent. This is the time our political leaders should talk, and they should do something about this.
All right. Hello, good morning. All right. I think this is not a good one to continue. 07032353315 is the studio line. We have just but few more minutes to go on this. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. Your name?
My name is Chief Eke.
Chief Eke, it's good to have you.
I want to talk about this issue of Sanu and Masu.
All right. Go on in a minute, please.
The issue of Masu and Sanu, I don't know. This country, you have 2 child or 3. You only like one out of the 3. Is it the best? Masu has been paid. Sanu and Masu have not been paid. What is the problem? It is the same Sanu and Masu that employ lecturers. Why can't we be rational in taking decisions?
All right.
As you Prof rightly say, if this money is meant for House of Members, we think of how they pay it. But for this common people, this simple amount of money, can't pay them. Then I have to condole with people, the Nigerian armies, for the loss of their officers.
All right.
It's very, very disheartening. We pray that God will receive their soul because we pay this price for this country. And it's so barbaric. And you call somebody to come and separate, you want to keep peace. You kill that person.
All right.
Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate.
Thank you so much for calling. All right. SMS, now I have this morning our helpers, Kubi and Prof B, one Dapan from Faringada who claims to be NIN staff have been collecting 3,000 each from mostly old women before they can get NIN. Please, sir, plenty others Dapans are around. Please help us, sir. Musa Auta from Faringada. Well, we'll look into that maybe after the show.
You should quickly go and report at the office so that the person can be apprehended.
All right.
He even has a name there.
Yes.
So you should go and lodge the report at the nearest police station.
All right, very quickly, good morning, Kubi and Prof. Really, I commiserate with the whole Nigerians for the loss of gallant soldiers. No government can allow this kind of insult. Thank you, at Ismail Isa. Another text message says, good morning, Uncle B and the Prof. Is the care that lady is using electric or fuel? If fuel, who takes care of it? I don't think I get this correct. On the issue of the armies that have been killed, is the fault of the government on insecurity on the nation's John Maisaidu from Faringada Shores. Another one very quickly says, good morning, Kubi and our amiable, consistent and passionate analyst, Professor Bamei. Good morning, strengthened and sustained you both as you keep informing and educating us with wonderful and objective analyses. I commiserate with the families of the soldiers that were massacred, and Inspector Jumai, may their souls rest in peace. May God comfort and console their families. Peace is priceless. Let's live in peace. God bless Unity FM. God bless Nigeria. Izang from Rukubarot. Morning, Mr. Kobe and Prof B and the guest. This administration's promised the use of strike protest is gone, but all we get in return is hardship. I encourage every Nigeria to go back to the farm to guide against the food shortage, food insufficiency, but rather promote food security. The labor of our heroes past shall not be in vain. Amen. We need to behave and patriotic. God bless Nigeria. Adeumi from Bauchi Ring Road. Willis Esther Homans in Farangada. Good morning, Kubi and the professor in the studio. May God reward you both for educating us and the general public free of charge. May God help us in this country called Nigeria. We pray for a better Nigeria over our dream. Thank you, Willis Esther. One of the lines I'll be reading says, good morning, Kubi, and I really know the woman, the police Jumai, when we were in Sokoto in the year 2008. May our soul rest in peace. Bala Garba, Peace Ambassador in Jos. Thank you, Peace Ambassador. And the last I'll be taking probably, in the HAUSA community, the bride price is not the problem, I think, but the added responsibilities such as akwati, biyar, atafa, goma, leshi menene, biyar, etc, IBB, telo. Oh, I know, I understand why he would say this. And we have a lot. It's not the bride price, bro.
Yeah,
but the list.
The list.
Very quickly, the last I'll be reading probably. Oh Allah, make our lives fruitful and beneficial to humanity. Thank Prof. You be and could be for the selfless duty to our fatherland. Unity FM is a home. I also guide yourselves against the day when one soul cannot avail another, no can compensations be accepted from her, no interceptions profit her. May we enjoy. Hassan Garba, thank you. That's the much we can take. I truly apologize. There was no much for me to refer to the Facebook page. Prof, we have just a minute, please. A word.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kobe. Viewers and listeners, thank you for being part of this fantastic ride this morning. Once again, we want to seize this opportunity to appeal to the federal government of Nigeria to please pay Sanu and Masu what is due to them. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Something has been given to Asu. Give Sanu and Masu something, please, so that we can have normalcy in our universities all over this country. And viewers and listeners, let me remind you again that don't give up on your visions. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on those goals. Don't give up because of hardships and challenges in the country. Keep perspiring to acquire what you require in life. And in case you do not acquire, don't retire. Refire and keep refiring. Keep trying again and again and again, and don't give up until you've gotten what you want in life.
It has been a fantastic ride, but this is now without you. Tune into this very day. Tomorrow is going to be another lovely day. The crew who made this wonderful transmissions, we say thank you. Our GSM, Shamsuddin, Engineer Norogo, thank you so much. Tomorrow we'll be here again. From me, Kubi, bye-bye.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead.